seconds in length. Time starts when you hit the lip of your first jump here. 2019 gold medal in freestyle. The last time it was contested here, he had to settle for 6. Didn't even make the podium. It was a rough go there in 2020. So you want to talk about a guy that's looking for redemption. Not only did he not make the podium, but then he had to sit for years, chomping at the bits, to try to get back out here and do this again. This is Canada's Brett Turcotte.
Look at that. Kiss of death. It went so deep on that landing.
That just hurt my lower lumbar watching how much he went deep into the landing on that.
Wow. That was incredible.
That stunned him. He was like, wow.
Look at that. Rock solid, double rock solid. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Not only letting go of the sled completely float, but grabbing the seat and doing it again.
Yeah, that was gnarly because he lets go of the bars and just perfectly floats back to the cutouts before
Huge
letting go.
Heart attack backflip. You know, like I was saying, those seat grab flips are extremely difficult to do. There's so much going on. You can see he's got one flip lever up. Look at that.
Just grabbing the seat, going full side hack in the middle of that flip.
Seat grab can. You know, he's one of the only guys doing that trick.
Just go. Oh!
Wow, a little bit.
He drifted a little too right on that one.
That was a seat grab Cordova flip, which is something he told me that he just learned how to do.
That camera angle freaked me out a little bit because it looked like he was a little closer to the right side of that landing than he actually was. But man, oh man.
Really get this. Look at this.
He's under power. That red, the red flag. They throw the red flag. He didn't get there. He sends it anyway, just for the crowd. Yeah, when that red flag goes up, that means even if you go, that jump's not going to count right there.
Man, that was too bad. You know, here we go. Watch him come off. Look at that extension. That is absolutely insane. But I think this might have been the reason he missed it. Look how deep he went. And it kind of frazzled him a little bit.
Right here, floating perfectly back to the rock solid.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that shook him on that landing. I mean, I don't think he got any of the landing on that. He went straight to flat. That left flip lever was bopping all over the place.
He is utilizing all of the landing out there. You can see he's going deep on all of it. But with that, look at how corked out he was on that.
That was the one that got me all weirded out because the back end of the sled came around. But from that overhead shot, it looked like he was way closer to the right side of the landing.
Wow. He's got a big bag of tricks, but, you know, I know he can do his run way cleaner than that one.
Oh, we have not seen all of what Brett Turcotte is bringing to the party here this weekend. He wants more. He wants to clean up that first landing there. I mean, the extent, don't get me wrong, the first jump was awesome. The extension was great, but he did go super deep into that landing. And I agree with you. I think that's why he got that red flag at the end. It was just that little extra hiccup that cost him a second or two. So if you're wondering what they're all staring at, there's actually a monitor down there. They can watch the program. So after your run, so they can see and look at the replays and they can see their score. So that's what they have down there. That's what they're all intently staring at right now. So judges are having a conversation about this one because it's taken a while for that score to come in. And Brett Turcotte into the 90s, Levi, 93.33.
Wow, that was a heck of a run. You know, the funny thing about that is he's got a lot more in the tank. He's got some tricks that he didn't do in the year. And right here, Cody Matechuk is one of those guys on one of the new 900 machines.
Well, here's a guy right here who has 4 total X Games medals, 3 gold, 1 bronze. All of those came in snow bike cross, which also we haven't contested here since 2020. So this is the first time we're seeing him in a sled event here at the X Games.
Look at him starting off with that big KOD flip. You know, Cody is on one of those new Polaris 9R XCR machines. It's the same type sled you can get from a dealership. It's reinforced, and they have those things ripping. Look at him out there.
He's another one of those guys that actually had to prove that he could flip a sled in order to get the invite and get factory support to come out here from Polaris. He had to prove that he could flip a snowmobile.
Cody has been backflipping snowmobiles since the first of the year, and you can see obviously he's caught on very quickly.
He started on January 1st and he was flipping 3 days later. To call that a pretty impressive learning curve.
Look at that double grab flip.
He's doing flip variations. What's today?
That is one of the hardest tricks in Snowmobile Freestyle. Double grab flip, fully hanging onto that seat as you're flipping.
It's the 23rd of the month, and this guy's been flipping for 20 days, and you're seeing perfection on these backflip variations.
Oh, he looks so good right now. Just did a no-handed flip to no-hander lander. He's got the flip levers up. That means something big's coming. Look at that. Indy flip to KOD.
It's a 3-in-1 combo there. Is he going to get around and get lined up? I don't know. That one was questionable.
Oh,
they put the red flag up, yeah. So you got to get around that turn. You got to be lined up straight for the jump. You could be pretty far away from it. You got to be straight onto it and under power before that horn sounds.
Look at this no-handed flip. Now watch here. Does he check the bars? A little check, and then he goes back to no-handed lander. But
that was a good thing he checked. Look at the way that his body is when he lands this thing.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
little too much left. He didn't re-grab, though.
Oh, he did good. And then the question is was that one of the reasons why he didn't get that extra jump in?
Yeah,
that little hesitation.
That little bobble, that second cost him because he was right there on the bubble of getting around to the turn and getting lined up. But still, for a guy that just started flipping 20 days ago and then to come out with multiple flip variations, that was pretty proud. Oh, he's in the 90s, a 91.
Wow.
Again, we've seen him at Snowbike Cross. Daniel Schaefer. Willie Elam sitting in a bronze medal as of right now. He owns a freestyle bronze, which he earned here in 2020, the last time it was contested here. He also owns a speed and style bronze, which is coming up on Sunday. That's a combination of racing and freestyle.
Big knack flip. You know, one of the things with those knack flips that you can see, when you start leaning off to one side, the sled starts to twist, but Willie's got a perfect knack flip. Oh. How he contorts himself that way.
Just gets inverted and completely twisted around there.
Big heel clicker flip. Willie is one of the guys that you can see him racing to those turns. You know, he was a very successful snowcross racer, and I always pay attention to that because you learn so much from racing. It helps a tremendous amount out on the freestyle course.
I think he was going on that one flip combo with the heel clicker. I think he was going for another combo there and just didn't have the hang time to get that one around. 23 seconds left here in this second and final attempt for Willie Elam.
Big seat grab flip. It's interesting to watch. You can see him kicking his feet. He's got levers down on the tunnel to hold his feet and also with the flip levers up on the handlebars. Big Indy flip. Look at him racing over there, trying to get those last hits in.
Yeah, he can't see the clock.
Fully got it.
He wasted no time. That was those racing skills you just mentioned coming into play.
Look at that. Big Superman flip.
He wanted that last hit. He was eyeing that flagman down.
Man, that was a great run. One of the things, too, with Willie is he had a big hand injury, so it's impressive that he's even out there today. Look at that knack flip. Spinning it around. Gosh. He's almost looking forward on that. I don't even know what you call it, if it's a Superman, a KOD, what that is.
That's right there, out of the heel clicker. I thought he wanted to go Superman on that one. It looked like he was thinking about or going Indy.
It felt like it, but you can see that's that same jump where he got a little bit crooked in his last run, and I wonder if that was playing with his head a little.
You mentioned his snowcross background, competed in that for several years here at X Games. Last time we saw him, and that was in 2014. So he needs a 93.34 to overtake that top spot. We know Willie Elam's going to walk out of here with a bronze.
But you got to ask, was that extra hit enough? You know, Brett wasn't able to get that extra hit in. Will that put him over the top?
Well, here comes the big moment because we're all waiting for the score reveal here. The big hugs at the end. Is it coming in? He's going to get a 92. It's going to jump him up 1 point, but it's not going to be enough. That means Brett Turcotte takes home the gold again here at Snowmobile Freestyle.
Oh, the excitement.
You know, in that story we did on him earlier about having to completely change up the training situation and like completely pack up and move to another location to try to get your mind wrapped around all this, and
it's unbelievable. The adversity they had to overcome to get here, to throw down and to absolutely nail his run. I mean, he is absolutely legend material.
In the first run, right out of the gate. He's been wanting this one for so long, for years. He messages me every year when we're here in Aspen, like, sled's coming back. And I'm like, I don't know, I haven't heard anything. And here he is, back up on top with a gold medal in 2026. Well deserved there by Brett Turcotte. I mean, the emotion, the smile on his face says it all here, Levi.
That gold medal, I mean, there's nothing better than having them put that around your neck. You work so hard for that moment, and you can just see the excitement that Brett has. You know, there's his wife, Nikki. I mean, they're just so excited, so stoked that it happened.
Brett, all weekend you were making little adjustments, whether it be the trick list on the front of your bike. You asked for a Sharpie so you could write and to make changes and revisions. You were telling me about the racing lines you were going to take leading into the ramp to make sure that you maximize time on course. All those little adjustments paying off in a gold medal here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. A huge shout out to my sponsors, Monster Energy, Polaris, 509. You know, everybody back home, my wife here supporting me. I'm going to dedicate this one to my father-in-law, Pat. Right on the handlebars there, it says pin it for Pat, and that's what I went out there and did.
How much does it mean to now take this gold medal home in X Games Snowmobile return?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, every morning I wake up and I get to look at the ones that are on the wall, and this one I think means the most to me. Coming back from a huge break, not actually knowing if I was going to make it to competition. I was pretty busted up in November, and you know, to share the podium with two of my good buddies. You know, we all ride for freestyle shows for KSFMX, and you know, we're out here repping. There's a reason why we're the best in the world.
Congratulations, enjoy this moment. Brett Turcotte, his wife beside him, taking home a gold medal.